Hey guys, it's Bia here. So today we're back with another video, and today's video is going to be a very quick and simple tutorial. So I remember that when I started uni, and the first thing that we learned was how to move darts around. And I know it's something so simple, yet somehow everyone got really confused about this. But it's actually the easiest thing to do within pattern cutting. So I'm just going to teach you guys how to do it, just to make it super clear. There's different ways to go about how to move a dart around the bodice, but I'm going to give you guys the simplest one, the one that I find the easiest and the one that makes the most sense. The thing that you guys would most likely use is a pattern to start with. So usually it would obviously be a 1-to-1 size, and it would be either for whoever you're making the clothes for, or for yourself. It can be a size 8, 10, 12, whatever size it may be. And that's what we usually work on. But for today's video, since it's just a small tutorial, I'm going to use like 1/3 of the size. Can you guys see? It's very sunny in here, so I'm gonna use something that's 1/3 of the size just for demonstration purposes. But whatever you do in this size, it will obviously be the same in the bigger size, because it has nothing to do with measurements. It's just literally about cutting and moving things around. So the method that I use is called cut and slash? I think that's what they call it, cut and slash, which is basically where you snip into it and then you move things around. So I'm just going to get started, and let's get on to my table. Just before we get started, don't forget to also leave a like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe, because I'll make so many more videos. This is just something very simple. There's also videos on how to make different sleeves, and how to save while studying at uni, and how to do so many other techniques which I've taught you guys in terms of printing and drawing and so on. If you guys are interested in knowing more about all these videos and watching them and getting to learn all these things that you learn when you go to uni anyways, it's just a support. And if you are still studying textiles, this would be things that you would need. These are skills that would obviously develop your work and will make it so much more professional and so much better. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Let's not waste any time. So guys, here we have my patterns, as I said, and I have my pattern master, which is basically what I use most of the time. So what I'm gonna start by doing is just cut one of these out, so that we can then use it as though it is the actual 1-to-1 size. So guys, whilst I'm cutting, this is just a quick reminder. Down below in the description, I have a link to some files which are basically the patterns that I'm currently using. I not only have front bodices, but also the back and trousers and skirts and so on. So just make sure, if you need them, go in the link and you can find everything for free. Okay. So now that this is cut, I'm going to bring in my paper as though it is my pattern cutting paper. Now this is actually pattern cutting paper that I have extra from projects, and I'm just going to reuse the paper because, as you guys know, I don't like wasting, and this is a tutorial, so we don't need to have any new paper. Plus it's not going to be very big, so it's this is more than enough for us to work with. First thing you're going to want to do is figure out where you want your dart to be moved to. So let's just give an example. Imagine I want this to be moved to my armhole. So I'm just going to draw a line from here to the side. Let's just say it goes here. And I'm going to now move this dart to this side. And what you're going to need to do is just cut from the end to the point. And the next step you're going to do is you're going to fold the dart that you had before. And that's basically it. You have literally just created a new dart. It's simple and easy as that. And now you have your new area. So what I like to do is I then like to trace this off and create my new dart. Also, as you guys can see, this is here, this extra thing is here, which we don't need. So what I would usually do is I would just cut that off, and then with some tape, so this is now together over here, and this one is over there. So you have two options. One of your options is to just draw this all out again on a new piece of paper, or you can just cut out a small little piece and then stick it underneath. So what I'm going to do for this example is I'm just going to trace it off and draw a completely new one.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we're almost done. One thing I need to mention is that in the top, I have removed the shoulder dart because we've moved it to the armhole. So you need to make sure that you match it up to the back bodice if you're going to do this as a full garment. So make sure you take that into consideration. Also, don't forget to mark the notches on the armhole because that will be very, very important. Also, don't forget that you need to mark your center front, and you need to ensure that your dart is also shown on your new pattern. So use the tool that I just used on the video. I always forget what the name is, but you know, someone remind me in the comments, please. And then make sure you mark where the dart goes from what point to what point. Use your pattern master to draw these lines on from the one that you just made and the old one that we haven't touched. And lastly, make sure that you add in your grain lines. So that is your new pattern. As you guys can see, I have the one that we used before and the one that we just created. And obviously, when you close the start and the start, then it would create a specific shape. If you guys want to see kind of how that would look like, you can always cut it off, which is what I'm about to do. Okay, so now that I've cut it off, I'm just going to fold the darts and see what would happen. Let's just try and figure out what it kind of would look like. And obviously, made on fabric and made on paper, it's completely different. So whatever fabric you're planning on using to make your final garment would then change how this fits and how much it stretches and how it would go around the body. So this dart would look like this, then obviously it would go out like that. And don't forget that this is actually my bust point is over here right in the middle. If you guys can remember, this is where it was, this line here, that is my bust point. So the waist is around here. So there's still a bit more of pattern that you would have to extend for it to be a full-sized top. So as you guys can see, that creates a bit of a volume on the paper mock-up, and it might give you a bit of an idea of how it would look like as a seam. So it would come off like that. If that's the look you're going for, then go ahead and do that one. But obviously, if after doing this and cutting it out on calico, you still don't like the look of it, you can always move the dart around, which is what you're meant to do anyways, and figure out which one is the best fit. You can also do a different method in terms of darts is with calico and draping. And what you would then do is you would drape around the mannequin to figure out where the darts should go. And then from those, then you create the pattern, which is basically working the opposite way from the pattern manipulation, which is what we just did. So if you guys have any questions on how this is done, then you can ask me in the comments. But this is a very simple process. Step one, you guys need to get your pattern. I will leave a link in the description to all the patterns that I have for you guys. Step two is to draw it out on a piece of paper, because you never cut into your original block, obviously. Third thing you guys need to do is, after tracing it, then you choose where your new dart is going to go. You can always obviously fill something I forgot to tell you. You don't just have to change this one, you can change this one too. You can move them around, okay? And make sure it just comes back from the same point where it started. So you're basically going around the same point and just relocating the dart. So as I was saying, so choose where your dart goes, then you snip into where you want it to be, and you fold the old dart over, stick some tape on it. Then after that, you trace it over or you put some paper behind it and you call that your new pattern, and that's just it. I like to draw it on a separate one because then I don't have anything cut around and there's no way for it to get messed up. So from that new one, then make sure that you trace off anything else, such as the notches on the armhole, such as the center front. Make sure you have that one done correctly, and make sure you keep your grain line if you're keeping it that way. If you're changing the direction of your grain line, that's up to you, but this is just a very simple description. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Afterwards, you have your new pattern. You can change it however you want, and you can just move on from there and do greatness. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative, and I hope you understood my list and the step-by-step guide. As I said before, don't forget to subscribe because I'm making more videos to help you guys out, and leave a like and a comment if you have any more suggestions or questions, and I will surely answer you guys and help you guys out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!